Alright, time to make a new video. Today I want to talk a little bit about. It's more of like getting your shit straight. Because I feel like there is times. Not I feel like. There are times in your life where you start becoming less effective when it comes to doing the work, focused work, deep work, and getting shit done at the end of the day. I know that a lot of people talk about work-life balance, gotta relax a little bit. But I think at the end of the day, it's just you gotta do you. And you gotta live your life the way you wanna live it. And the best example that I could give is, imagine this. And it's gonna make sense in a second. If you have you broke up with your girl, right? She was toxic, your toxic ex. And I'm just giving you an example. You broke up with her, and she could be this amazing, perfect girl. If you told her that, hey, you gotta fix this, you gotta fix that, you gotta stop doing this, she would be a perfect girl. But guess what? She doesn't understand shit that you're talking about. She doesn't understand, it doesn't click in her mind. So what you do, you gotta let her go through life. And life's gonna teach her those lessons the hard way. Just like for everyone in their life. Why am I saying this? The reason why I'm saying is because sometimes we are being told by others what they would have done and so on. And maybe they're right. Maybe that's what you gotta do. Right? But sometimes you just gotta go your own route. And you're not always gonna be the one making wrong mistakes. Maybe you're gonna be in the right. So I believe that it's gonna be very important to look back at your vision and see what you're doing. See why you get out of bed every single morning. Why do you want to make things happen? What are your 1 year, 2 year goals? And write them all down. Don't type them in your phone. Get a notebook, get a notepad, get a pen, paper. Write it down on there. Where do you see yourself? And be clear with it too. How are you going to get there? What's your input? Because input equals output. And that's how it works with everything. What I've been doing lately is just reading a lot more than I've ever done. And in the past, when I read, I usually would fall asleep. Literally, I would just pass out. But I guess this is the first time since ever I've been able to sit down, read a book, and not fall asleep. It's because the books that you should be reading should be relatable to what's happening right now in your life and the lessons that you're learning. So if you're building a company, you should read a book on how to organize, structure, and build a company, because those lessons are gonna relate over to you. If you're trying to improve your habits, read a book on 48 habits. 48 atomic habits. Because it doesn't matter if you read one book a week, because you're going to forget it the next week. Unless those lessons that you read from there are applicable to you. So make sure that the books that you read are also just very relatable to what's happening with your life right now and what could potentially happen. Oh yeah. I feel like I should expand on that toxic girl example. That's just, once again, hypothetical. A lot of people tell you how to live your life. Tell you to also even be an entrepreneur. Tell you to be a businessman. Tell you to tell you to play soccer and so on. You have your own path ahead of you. You're going to make your own decisions. Don't let other people's don't let other people control what you're going to do, because at the end of the day, you're going to get what you're supposed to have. God has a laid out path for you, and I truly believe that. Because, for example, I've been told by people in the past that, Alex, just do you, man. There's no secret answer. There's no secret sauce. You just gotta go through it. Go through the pain, go through the struggle, learn from your suffering, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward. Because the lessons that you can learn, because the things that you're gonna learn within the first couple of weeks of you starting business are gonna be totally different from what you learn 2 years later. And a person that has been 2 years in business is telling you advice and things that you should do at your stage a couple weeks in. Probably most of the things that he's going to tell you aren't going to stick to you. Sometimes you're going to have to learn the hard way. And you learn that, hey, you no longer need to learn the hard way. You should just listen to others sometimes. So just one thing I just want to say today is focus on your vision and you do you. Don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry about regrets. This is your life. Live through it. You do you. You do you, because another person's path will not be the same as yours, and the things that he tells you might not make sense for you, but the things that you learn will make sense for you. I'm probably gonna add a video later on top of this, but I hope it really makes sense for some of you. You do you. Doesn't fucking matter if you just go play soccer. Like, you're gonna get to where you're supposed to be, like God intended, and just accept that. Now, that doesn't mean some of you could fuck off and do nothing and relax completely, and then maybe one day you're gonna be like, fuck, I don't like my life right now, and you're gonna change it all the way around in 60, 90 days, maybe a year, couple of years. Maybe some of you are gonna be like, I need this, I need to do this now, and you're gonna do it. So just stick to you doing you. If you want to get things done now, do them now. If you don't want to do them right now, don't do them right now. No one's pressuring you to do nothing. At the end of the day, your life is yours. And don't let other people impact it in a negative way. The decisions that you make are yours. So take them and go with them. And make sure to remind yourself of your vision, because I'm telling you this right now, at the stage that I'm at, I feel like things are going to be very easy from now on. It's not that they're going to get easier, it's just because you've gotten so much better within the company. You've gotten stronger, you went through shit, and it just all makes sense now. You could say that the stars have aligned. And I had to learn shit the hard way. Because if I was to succeed really fast, I would have crazy amounts of ego. And I could see it right now. If I succeeded extremely fast, I would have a lot of ego. And that would really prevent me from becoming a better version of myself. So I'm glad that I didn't get rich quick. I'm glad that it took me some time to get there, for me to learn these lessons and be confident and be less egotistical. Be very careful with what kind of thoughts you let into your mind. Because you might not realize it now, but what I've been really capable of recognizing is that really the people that you surround yourself with, even your family, has an impact on you unconsciously. If everyone in your family, if your friends are messing around, not going to the gym, not being consistent, but you are, but then you see that they're being inconsistent, guess what happens? That gets entered into your unconscious, and then that affects you. And then for some reason you're like, why am I being inconsistent? Because you let that shit enter your unconscious mind, and now it's impacting you. So sometimes when some people say it's very hard to get rich, some people just let that enter their mind, and that's what it is. They pretty much let other people's words impact their life. Because when somebody says it's hard to get rich, you just let it sit in your mind. But instead, every time like somebody says, for example, it's so fucking hard to get rich, I'm like, in my mind, no, it's not. It's fucking easy. It's never been easier. It's so fucking easy, bro. It's not that hard. Just gotta consistently put in the work and avoid distractions. In other words, it's just you being on your path and just being focused on it. Just being locked in. No distractions, just you and your path and God. And that's where you just grow. Just become a better version of you, and then you look back and you're like, wow, I've grown so far. And then you get proud of you. You become proud of yourself. So be very careful. Be very mindful of the things that happen around you. That's kind of the lessons that I've learned through these past couple of weeks and months. 2025 is on the way. Big things are coming. And I know it. I went from making 5 figures to 4 figures. And we're going to be getting to 6 real soon. And I know that. It's big things. Big things are on the way. So yeah. That's kind of like the message that I want to share with you today. Read books. Read something that relates to you in your life. Focus on your vision. And as you go through your path, you're going to find out the things that you like, the things that you don't like. For example, you look at a guy's YouTube videos, he talks about candles and so on. I like candles, but I don't like them too much. They can stink up the room a little bit too much sometimes. And even like the incense sticks, they stink so badly sometimes too. So some people like them, some people don't. So you just learn as you go. This is your path, and you do you. You make mistakes, okay? You live and you learn. You make mistakes, you continue on. You just keep marching. Don't get caught up and hang up on these mistakes that you've made, and don't feel bad about them. It is what it is. You just keep taking risks, and you keep on growing. At the same time, if you're thinking about doing like videos, for example, a couple months ago, actually many months ago, I started like making videos, and I had no idea what I was gonna do. And then it just came to me, and I realized what I wanted to do. I just wanted to help people and pass the knowledge and things that I've learned on to them. And that's what I'm doing right now. The other previous version of Alex probably wouldn't be too capable of that, because he was egotistical and he was an idiot. In some ways. Not all, of course. So yeah, things will come. in the proper timing that they're supposed to come. You decide your pace, the pace that you want to go at, and just believe that you're going to have it all at the end of the day. And that day might come soon. And soon could be minutes, could be days, could be weeks, could be months, could be years. So be prepared for it. You decide your pace.